Good day, and welcome to Your Voice, Your Power. I am Anika Wilson, and I have one of my advisors today. We have the amazing Candace Stuart-Findlay. Hello, hello.
Anika, yay! How sweet for you to introduce me as an advisor. That's a compliment coming from you. Wow, thanks.
I have notes on my computer from you, notes from last year. I keep you with me always. And
That is
there's
so
people.
awesome.
Well, there's people, you have to give people their proper respect in life. We have different people in our lives for different reasons. And you are
Mm,
one of those people that whenever I need to be intellectual, I need to be spiritual, I know that I can have a transparent conversation, an in depth conversation with you about anything. And it's just going to be enlightening. So I always love to share you with everyone else because
yay!
everybody needs that, you know? So tell
And let me
everybody
just
why.
let me just piggyback on that a little bit and just say that the things that in the quantum world, which is what we are, we're quantum energy, the things that you are feeling in resonance with are actually what you are exploring to expand. So if I invoke something or trigger or initiate something, it's because that's something you're expanding in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So honoring you, right back at you, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
So today, I want to talk about on your amazing podcast, the power of purpose. This is really, in the short time we have, I'm just going to touch upon some high points, some, key points, but not, we could talk about this for an hour and a half because there's so many different aspects of it that would ease people's struggle with being of service. Those individuals who are drawn to you, Anika, as we spoke about before we started recording, are drawn to you because they want to be of service, just like you're being of service. Same with me. I recognize that and I honor that in you. This is sometimes a struggle, though. We feel that,
Especially in business.
well, we feel that deep drive to make a difference
Mm-hmm.
in the world. And we sometimes don't even know how to begin. And in that moment of doubt and questioning and indecision, that activates a feeling, an unconscious feeling alignment, being in coherence and harmony with a feeling of unworthiness. Here I am feeling so prodded to do this and that, and it feels so big, but how can I do that? How can I possibly usher in that much change? It's not for our physical consciousness to worry about the how. It's to just focus on how it feels when we are in service. Quantum rule. Feelings first, creation second. It's how we feel that creates the experiences in the so-called external world. Being aware of how you feel is really the first step. So you feel like you want to be of service. You have a sense of purpose. You don't know how that's going to look.
I think for most people,
Good it feels when you are in service. I'm sorry?
I think for most people, one of my struggles, I always associated service and giving with ministry. And I always, I struggled because I said, I like to minister to people, but not necessarily from a religious standpoint, because, you lose some people when you classify. And I think
Right.
that I love that you talk about service because this is something that I'm not able to talk about with a lot of people. They especially in business, a lot of people disassociate service with business, and it's a struggle when you are an empath, as me and you love to talk about, because you care more about people than you do monetary gain. And service is something that is often overlooked, of the different ways that you can give to others. A lot of times people think that that has to be material things, or it has to be basic needs, but you can give your energy, you can give knowledge, you can give, empathy. There's so much that you can give, and it's a skill and a calling. And I think that that's where the struggle lies with a lot of people, especially, in my network.
Here's the bottom line. Most powerful gift that one can give another to enhance that other's sense of self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
What does everybody really want? We want to feel good about who we are. Even if we don't know who we are, we want to feel good. And I'm not talking about, I'm going to eat ice cream and make myself feel good. I mean, in your heart, in your belly,
Mm-hmm.
an expanded, safe, warm, peaceful feeling.
It's a sense of freedom.
Yes, because you
It's free.
know that you are already okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the gift. That's the ultimate gift in business or not. Because I have 3 companies.
Mm-hmm.
I have my quantum transformational mentoring, coaching, facilitating business, Empowered Whole Being Foundation. I have Empowered Whole Being Press, hybrid self-publishing company for visionary authors, and I have a national sales development and management consulting service company for the natural products industry, for grocery manufacturers, small emerging brands. I've had that company for about 28 years now. And in the beginning, I struggled because I kept trying to separate the service of uplifting with creating and building a sales structure, because I'm subcontracted. I'm contracted as their sales manager. I do everything a national sales manager would do and more, because I teach them how to structure their business properly. And I struggled because I kept trying to not own my empathic capabilities.
And there's so many people doing the same thing. For me, it's been really hard because, like, as you said, everybody tells you to separate or narrow, or differentiate, or set yourself apart. And it's a constant struggle because, when you are your brand, it's like, it's not about me, it's about service, it's about giving, it's about the people I'm reaching. It is a constant struggle, and trying to figure out how to reach those people. A lot of people want you to just do a podcast, or just write a book, or just be a coach. And I tell everybody that everybody has different learning styles. And it's the same way that you can't have the one size fits all approach to teaching. It's the same thing in business, And so I listen to you, and I swear I just want to shout because I feel like you're just preaching, and this is what people need to hear.
In the beginning, for several years prior, for like 26 of those 28 years, I had it all separated, and then finally, it was actually maybe 23 years, but on January 1st, 2015, I made a decision that I was going to deep dive, no stone unturned, and I was going to find out what the heck was in my unconscious that kept self-sabotaging. Because I kept creating clients in my natural products business that were so full of fear that no matter what I did to shift and uplift and build a strong business, they would undermine it, not even conscious of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so in the last year, I finally broke through in like the beginning of 2019, so much change, and I'm continuing with that. It just gets better and better. So now I have a company that I'm working with that the individuals, they're veterans from Army, one's their family, brothers, Army Ranger, another one, I forget what his MOS was in the Army, and they meditate. They want to take ownership of what they're creating by how they feel. We have the most in-depth dialogues. They understand, and they're open and willing to learn about the power of creation through feeling ownership. If you're feeling crappy, I don't care how many positive affirmations you do, you're not going to create what it is you want.
Nope.
You've got to feel good first.
And you also magnetically attract crap.
Well, that's actually not how it works in the quantum realm. It's not attracting. You are creating. It's transmissions first. Your feelings, and I'm talking about those deep contracting energy feelings of fear compared to the expansion feelings of joy and love and safety and just bliss. Okay, there's a big difference in how those feel in the body. And I won't even go down into all the quantum reality of that. However, how you feel is what creates, because your feelings are frequencies. They are electromagnetic frequencies. And whatever you feel, you are transmitting out into the quantum field. So it's your feelings first and then the creation. So the heart is the primary transmitter of these feeling frequencies, electromagnetic energy. And the belly is the belly brain. Let me back up. So the heart has 40 million neurons, all right? And it's the heart rate that determines where we are in our physical body's autonomic system, whether you're in the stress mode or if you're in the healing mode, relaxed, feeling good. And all the cascade of events that happen depending where you are. Stress mode, cortisol, adrenaline, all of these things that just can't digest the food well, the blood's not going to the GI tract. There's all these things that are happening. And importantly, one of the things that happens is our prefrontal cortex is bypassed. Can't think straight. Can't make decisions when you're in stress mode. You just can't.
I always say can't get right.
Yeah, because you're not in alignment with the higher power of who you are. And then in the restorative healing mode, the parasympathetic of the autonomic system, a whole different cascade of events happen. Dopamine, serotonin, all of these other hormones and neurotransmitters that are in support. And you have access to your prefrontal cortex. You can think clearly. You can be deductive with your reasoning, all of that good stuff. So the heart, 40 million neurons, and it has this other purpose of being the switch by its heart rate between the autonomic system's two parts. Belly brain, over 100 million neurons. It virtually creates and secretes all the same hormones, neurotransmitters as the brain. In fact, it stores 95% of the serotonin in the belly brain, in the GI tract. It's in charge of the secretion of the serotonin. Serotonin, when we're in the relaxed mode, the healing mode, parasympathetic, and we're trying to sleep, then the belly will send serotonin to the pineal to be converted to melatonin, so you can go to sleep. But if you're in the stress mode, that's not going to happen. Toss and turn, toss and turn. Just cascades. That's why it's so important to understand you have, with just a little knowledge, you have the power to navigate and manage the energy that you're feeling and transmitting, therefore what you create. So if you're going through a day and you find yourself being cut off in traffic or every red light, and things are getting more tight in your body, you know that you are primarily in alignment, feeling fearful energy, self-doubt, judgment, blame. So, conversely, if you're flowing through every green light and you're feeling good, yay. No line at the grocery store, yay. Then you know that you are transmitting and feeling and therefore creating from the healing, nourishing, expansion spin mode. It's pretty doggone basic. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell the difference.
So many things come to mind just when you talk, because I go to chronic illness. I go to all of these things that we don't
Girl,
understand. And
let me tell
you're
you, Anika,
speaking it, and I'm just putting it all together, and it makes sense
yeah,
because people don't know that stuff starts from the gut, and they hear all these things about gut health and also your heart, forgiveness and all of these things that just my
I'm going to
brain
hold
has.
up a picture.
My brain
Okay.
has all these little birds with all these words flying around when you talk.
So I'm going to show you a picture from my book. This is my book, Spiritual Transformation Simplified. And
Simplified.
it's a fusion of quantum physics and metaphysics. And I refer to myself often as a metaphysicist, which is an individual who studies the science and the philosophy of being. So we're talking about disease, imbalances, health, like that. Our DNA, the molecular structure of an amino acid molecule, they found out not that long ago, it's actually a mirror image. One half of it spins clockwise in contraction, and one half spins in counterclockwise in expansion. The DNA only uses the portion that spins in expansion spin to create the bonds. So when we are feeling good, means we're feeling expanded, we're feeling more open, calm, peaceful, safe. That causes our DNA to function at optimum, extends it out, fully replicating according to blueprint. Everything is healthy and in harmony. Oops. And when we're feeling fearful, it contracts it because it's going into contraction spin. We're energy. This is an illusion that we're solid. Yes, I can't go through a wall because there's a huge, I imagine if I worked hard at it, I might eventually, but there is a general consensus of all of our consciousness that a desk is a desk, the body looks like this, a tree is a tree, but when you break it down on a quantum level, it's just energy either spinning in contraction or expansion spin. That's all. And so everything is very fluid and malleable, more so than you can even imagine. I have healed and changed so many things on my body, physical energy field, so many things. Again, coming back to purpose as we wrap up here, I want to encourage anyone who's watching and listening to your podcast that if they feel so strongly in their heart nudged to be of service, think about it in terms of not necessarily having to go out and slay dragons. Maybe what it is just uplifting others, starting with your family. And that means that maybe in a conversation, if someone is going down a self-negative way, you can say, I never thought of you that way. I see you this way, and talk about the beauty of them. Some people may be open to it, some people may not be. Or it might be you're in a store. Of course, now with the mask, it's hard to see it, but people can still tell if you're smiling. Just smiling at strangers. There's scientific, which backs up all my research and studies. Finally, there is some white papers about how the power of kindness to strangers is self-healing.
It
It's
is.
because it's bringing the body into expansion spin. The DNA is like very happy and expanded and extended in optimum function. There's a reason for all of that. So the gifts to yourself, when you align and you allow yourself to go on that path of journey of self-discovery through the power of purpose, and allow yourself to self-nurture and to, what is compassion? Compassion is self-kindness. Self-compassion is self-kindness, self-tolerance. Be tolerant. You're not going to know everything all at once. We don't know what we don't know, but if we stay open and receptive to guidance, and you can say God, or for me, it's like a quantum consciousness, but it's all the same. It really isn't divided up. When you look at it from the quantum world, it's not. Whatever brings you a sense of ownership of the beauty of you, not externally sourced from a person, place, or thing, but own it. It's already there. It's already yours. So step by step, you'll know what to do next. This is what I've done for years, for decades. I move forward on my journey of self-discovery and self-embracement of the expansiveness and the beauty of us. Then I come to a point where I'm not sure what my next step would be. I'll say, show me what's next. In a meditation, or for someone who may be in prayer, show me what's next. But I guarantee it, you stay open and stay in a self-nurturing, loving space, you will know what to do, and it'll come. That's been my experience every time. Guaranteed. It will come. And if the bottom line, if really the power of purpose and service, in my opinion, it's really about uplifting others in whatever ways for the highest and greatest good. It's not a cookie cutter situation. For myself, I specialize in working with intuitive empaths. Having a real clear understanding of how that can be a real struggle with so much intense energy around. So learning if some, self-discovery and learning some tools and techniques can really smooth out a lot of those wrinkles. Make it a lot more fun. That's my bottom line. Let's make it fun.
I just love it because, when you are called and when you are an intuitive empath, we talk about the vulnerability of that calling. A lot of people don't understand what that means, and they may not even know that it's them. But when you are that person that is service oriented and you are empathic to others' feelings and you feel feelings of others, it is a very, very strenuous. It can be strenuous. And, somebody texted me and said that she didn't realize that secondary PTSD and things like that existed. And it's so interesting because I think people are starting to be open to these concepts, and they're starting to be open to energy. They're starting to be open to feelings and empathy. And I think they're starting to give themselves permission to acknowledge these things. And I think people are also more open to self-discovery and meditation and seeking help. I think we're finally getting somewhere where people understand that it is okay to dig into deep dive.
Mm-hmm. It's coming. I mean, all of us who are doing the work we're doing, we are ushering it in. We are in the support of that higher purpose of changing a shift. Less fear, more joy.
Yes. So, can you tell everyone about the upcoming edit and release of your book?
So, this is the third edition of this book. I am just finishing up some shifting in my own transformation process, allowing me to begin to revise this for the last time. I have a clear vision of an understanding whole mechanism between what I call the duality construct and paradigm, which is based on like Freudian psychology and uh, classic Newtonian physics, where everything is very materialistic and trying to break everything down into little parts and not seeing everything as being interconnected, versus singularity paradigm and construct, where that's quantum physics. Um, the psychology behind that isn't something that's well known yet because it's groundbreaking that I've been working on. But a good bridge would be Carl Jung. Example of a bridge would be Carl Jung's work. So what I'm doing is I'm taking, and this, the revisions I'm doing in this book will be out later this year, are about introducing the concept of shifting from a duality paradigm to a singularity paradigm. Duality means us and them, external, external. I'm here, God's out there, or source is out there. Singularity is the oneness of consciousness. Filters, and there are barriers, but that does not mean that we are already one. And learning how to realign and tap in and feel and function here in the physical world from that place of unity consciousness. So that's what I'm working on now, because all that information just like got really clear for me in the last couple of weeks. And then the other thing I want to finish up with is to let everyone know that I have created, a while back, I created an audio file, an MP3, called the Divine Heart Coherence Meditation. And what is meditation? It's just a technique to shift your physical body out of the stress mode, the sympathetic mode of the autonomic system, back into the healing restorative mode of the parasympathetic of the autonomic system. And this technique takes into account the quantum reality of our energy, of who we actually are. So it addresses the heart, the belly. It takes you through that whole process so that you're actually able to feel expanded and not have, it greatly diminishes the negative crosstalk, that little chattery box in the head. Makes it a lot easier to get there, to feel expanded, to feel connected. And that's a freebie. On my website, empoweredwholebeing.com, go to the top navigation bar under self-discovery. If you hover over that drop-down box, will show you Divine Heart Coherence, and just click on that, read it. And then there's a PDF download of the instructions, which I highly recommend reading a couple times, just to, because this is shifting from duality to singularity. So it's like going 180 in your self-perception. And then there's also the link below that where you click on that to get the audio file download, and you just fill in a couple little things, short form, and then when you submit that, wait a heartbeat, because you'll be automatically redirected to the download page for the audio file. I highly recommend downloading it onto a smartphone or tablet or something so that you can use your earbuds, headphones, whatever. I would say a hot eye pillow or a scarf or something, so that you can immerse and diminish the influence or stimulation from the physical world, and allow yourself to really expand and feel inside of you what it feels like to be connected and safe and whole and loved.
Connected, safe, whole, and loved. And those are things that some people have been seeking for years, decades. And I think that everyone needs to do the work, and I hope that they get that. I will put all of the information in the description.
Okay,
this is going to be
awesome.
on YouTube, and also audio. You guys, it'll be in the description, so you guys will be able to reach her. The MP3, which I think I already have. And so, yes, I want to thank you. And of course, you guys can see more of her in the Women of Impact Virtual Summit, and also in last year's, I think, season 2 of Your Voice, Your Power with Anika. And as always, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for being a part of my life and my journey.
I feel the same way. Thank you for what you're doing. You're creating openings for so many people, and that's such a blessing. So thank you too. had fun today hanging out with you.
Always. We got to do it more often. Yes. And so what we do is so much fun. I can't wait until we can actually see each other in person again.
That'd be fun.
Well, we haven't done it
ever.
I know. I feel like I know you, but but we're hopefully it'll happen soon. So thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Your Voice, Your Power with Anika with the amazing Candace Stuart-Findlay. You guys, as usual, don't forget, stay powerful.